led by Mr. Fred Dickinson, who's the chaplain at our VFW post, Robert Jack, post 1322. Then we'll remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Fred Dickinson, chaplain at VFW post 1322, Robert Jack. This prayer is attributed to the first president of the United States, George Washington. I believe, from one little research I could find, that it was the prayer that was read at his inauguration. I'm not sure, but I think so. Let us pray. Almighty God, we make our earnest prayer that Thou wilt keep the United States in Thy holy protection, that Thou wilt incline the hearts of the citizens to cultivate a spirit of obedience to governments, and entertain a brotherly affection and love for one another and for their fellow citizens of the United States at large. And finally, that Thou wilt most graciously be pleased to dispose us to do justice, to love mercy, and to demean ourselves with that clarity, humility, and pacific temper of mind which were the characteristics of the divine author of our blessed religion, and without a humble imitation of whose example in these things we can never hope to be a happy nation. Grant our supplication, we beseech Thee, O Lord. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Appreciate that. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Dodson. Councilmember Nealon.
Here.
Councilmember Teddy. Councilmember Sparkman.
Here.
Councilmember Swain.
Here.
Councilmember Wood.
Here. Before we get into the minutes and the other part of our business that we have tonight, I'd like to call our Police Chief Jamie Hammond up here to make a presentation.
Good evening. You probably noticed on your way in, you saw that shiny motorcycle out in the driveway. You're probably thinking, well, when do we buy a motorcycle? What we buying now? So anyway, I'm here to tell you all about that and how that came to be, and introduce you to a very special family in the back. Many months ago, I got a call from a lady who said that some of our officers answered a call at her house and to help her with her elderly husband who had fallen and needed some help with help. Our officers showed up, helped the man, treated him with compassion, helped him out with whatever they needed help with, and that was it. Just something we do every single day. Well, this lady that I've talked to, her name is Ella Melton. She said that she was so impressed by the way she was treated by our officers and the compassion that they gave to her husband and kind of awkward time that she wanted to make a donation to the police department. So sure, we'd gladly take your donation. Having no idea what kind of donation she was talking about. I mentioned a couple different options, and she said she wanted to make something that would have a significant impact on our community and our department. I said, you know what, let me think about that, and I'll get back with you. So I thought about it, talked about it with our staff, and came to the conclusion that we, at the time, talking to Mayor Freeman, and came to the conclusion that we don't have a motorcycle unit at our department, and our city's big enough that we could certainly use one and make good use of one. So that's what we decided that we would like to do. And of course, back a little bit, she told me that she wanted to make a donation somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000 to $40,000. That's what kind of impact she wanted to make. So that's what drew us to that. So I talked to her again. I called her back and said, hey, this is, after a lot of planning and thinking about this is what we want to do. And you can tell that she was overcome with emotion. Over the telephone, this conversation took place. We wanted to make a motorcycle. And it was that time, I had no idea, but it was at that time she told me that her husband, Bill, had been a police officer in California for over 16 years, and he was a motorcycle police officer. So I thought, man, of course this is meant to be. So she made the donation to us in the amount of $30,000 to the city. Over the course of many months, we've been planning for this. We ordered a motorcycle. Do not believe the things you have to go through in order to get this off the ground. We assigned an officer to the unit. He's sitting in the back. It's Corporal Chuck Green. He's been with the department for over 7 years. He went to a school up in Omaha, Nebraska that's put on by Harley-Davidson that teaches you the proper way to ride a police motorcycle on patrol. Lots of people have a motorcycle endorsement, but it's much, much more than that. It's he said he lost count of the times that he had to lay the bike over or crash it. So hopefully get that out of the system. But, so that's what it is. It'll go into service tomorrow. You guys, this is the first time it's been seen in public, I guess you could say. So he'll start his assignment tomorrow as our very first ever motorcycle officer at the Van Buren Police Department. He'll do traffic enforcement mainly, accident investigations, and also follow-up investigations. No one at this time does any kind of follow-up investigations for hit-and-run accidents to track down hit-and-run drivers. Hopefully, maybe he'll be able to do something about the traffic nightmare on Interstate 59 or Highway 59 there by Corner Trail in the afternoon since school started up, but we won't make any promises. So that's it. We wanted to share that with the council, members of the community who come to the meeting, and also introduce you to the family of Bill Melton. If you look closely at the motorcycle, not only are there insignias of Van Buren Police and the lights and all that stuff, but on the side it says in memory of Bill Melton, which was a fitting tribute to him and his family. I promised that I wouldn't make them stand up and say anything, but they did prepare a little statement here that I'll read on their behalf. It says, the Melton family would like to thank all the police officers that put themselves in harm's way every day. Bill was born and raised in Arkansas. He was a motorcycle police officer and served 16 years on the police force in California. He comes from a long line of police officers, and he would be extremely proud to know that this was donated in his name. Thank you. Now we're all gonna go outside and get some pictures. You all take your pictures from the mayor, or?
Well, you'd like
I
to.
just want to shake your hand.
Yes.
I want to say thank you on behalf of the city. It's a very gracious donation. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Amazing story to go
It
with.
is.
Yeah.
I have chills. That's wonderful. Yes, thank you guys.
That's dedication.
And that's the way to start a meeting.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay. So we have, you have a copy of the minutes from last month's regular meeting on June 24th. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Motion to approve? Second. All in favor of the motion? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. The next item on the agenda is a resolution regarding fixed asset disposal. I'll ask the clerk to please read the resolution.
Being enacted by the City Council for the City of Van Buren, Arkansas, a resolution to be entitled, a resolution to authorize the mayor and city clerk to remove and dispose of certain fixed assets from the City of Van Buren's fixed asset inventory by sealed bid, auction, or other methods authorized under the law and for other purposes. Whereas the City of Van Buren has certain fixed assets on its fixed asset inventory list which are obsolete and or beyond repair and are no longer cost effective so as to no longer be needed by the city. And whereas after an inventory of fixed assets, it is therefore recommended by our state auditor that said items or item be removed from the city's fixed asset inventory and disposed of by sealed bid, auction, or as otherwise authorized under ACA 14-54-302. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Van Buren, Arkansas, that Section 1, the mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to remove the following asset or assets from the fixed asset inventory and to dispose of same by sealed bid, auction, or other such methods authorized under the law. Department, Police Department, amount $12,028.68. Description, 2005 Chevrolet 1500 pickup. 1 GCEC 14V25Z262839. Control number PD 594. Police Department, $22,711. 2009 Ford Crown Victoria sedan, 2FAHP 71V19X111081, PD 657. Police Department, $1,618.34. Wheeling Liberty LED light bar 102143, PD 662. Police Department, $1,618.34. Wheeling Liberty LED light bar 90825, PD 661. Police Department, $1,618.34. Wheeling Liberty LED light bar 1389, PD 660. Police Department, $1,726.58. Wheeling Liberty LED light bar 123281, PD 689. Police Department, $1,663.08. MPH Python radar unit, PYT 546006473, PD 565. Fire Department, $3,361. Hurst Man Risk Tool, Station 3, Pumper 3, 89252, FD1177.
Is there any discussion? These are pretty explained in the description and the inventory there. I know that the vehicles will be auctioned off by that specified process. Anything else?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Alderman Swain.
Second.
We have a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Dodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Swain.
Aye.
Councilmember Wood.
Aye.
Councilmember Sparkman.
Aye.
Councilmember Nealon.
Aye.
Ayes have it, therefore declare the resolution, which is number
07-01-2019.
07-01-2019 is passed. Next item on the agenda is a resolution authorizing the purchase of property for Van Buren Municipal Utilities. I'll ask the clerk to please read the resolution.
Being enacted by the City Council for the City of Van Buren, Arkansas, a resolution to be entitled, a resolution approving the purchase of certain real property and for other purposes. Whereas the City of Van Buren, Arkansas owns a waterworks system and a wastewater collection and treatment system, both being operated, maintained, and administered by the City of Van Buren Municipal Utilities Commission pursuant to Ordinance 9-1965, and whereas the Commission has determined that additional real property is needed for the purpose of the construction of a new wastewater pumping station to replace two outdated and deteriorating wastewater pumping stations, and whereas after negotiating with the seller of the certain real property, as described in the attached resolution dated July 16, 2019, the Commission wishes to offer in good faith to purchase said property for the amount of $9,408. And whereas the Commission has expressed its desire to purchase said real property as described in the attached Commission resolution, subject to the approval of the Van Buren City Council. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Van Buren, Arkansas, that Section 1, the Van Buren City Council hereby authorizes the Van Buren Municipal Utilities Commission to purchase certain real property for the total sum of $9,408 utilizing City of Van Buren Municipal Utilities Capital Improvement Funds. Section 2, the mayor is authorized and directed to execute such documents and instruments as may be necessary to proceed with and finalize the purchase of said property, and the city clerk is hereby authorized and directed to attest the same.
This is something that I didn't know necessarily how this process worked before I became mayor, but we've actually done this before on a previous piece of property for the utilities. When they purchase their land, it has to be authorized by the city council. And as the resolution states, and inside your packet you can see all the documents from the commission. This is going to be for a new pumping station. They've got an ongoing sewer infrastructure project going on. And so this is at Industrial Park Road and Flat Rock Drive. Essentially, this will remove about 150 residents from the Kidler Road system it'll put it on the industrial park system. It's about a $3.6 million cost estimate, and they're going to start in the winter of 2019 and be completed by the end of 2020. Steve couldn't be here tonight, but. So any other
There's
questions?
people that are on the, I don't know if it's north, south, east, west, but on Flat Rock Village, and then the people that here are still on Kimber.
It's not village. It's not
Do I hear a motion?
different area.
Well, I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
All right. Where's it gonna be?
This
Why
is-
do we need it?
This is Industrial Park Road and Flat Rock Drive.
Right.
Okay, it goes up the hill
This is
there.
the southeast part of town.
Okay.
And they just need a new system. It's, the capacity isn't holding, they need more infrastructure, so they're gonna have to purchase more land.
There's already
Be able to assist
utilities there.
more residents,
Yeah.
essentially.
This is just
Currently, that system's full. Any construction out Kibble Road's questionable whether or not we'll have surgery. This will relieve that system by moving it to another pump station so that construction can continue.
Oh, my earphone just went off. I'm sorry. There it goes. You don't have to repeat it from me.
Appreciate that.
I'm doing braille.
Motion to approve. Okay. The motion to approve by Alderman Swain. Second. Second by Alderman. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Dodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Swain.
Aye.
Councilmember Wood.
Aye.
Councilmember Sparkman.
Yes.
Councilmember Nealon.
Aye.
The ayes have it, therefore declare the resolution, which is number
07-02-2019.
07-02-2019 is passed. Next on the agenda, you have your financial report. You have copies of the financial report. Will the clerk please read the amount?
$1,474,079.77.
Motion to pay the bills.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? I declare it carried. Next, you have the department reports from the various departments. You have copies of those. If there's any questions, you can ask those now. If not, I will declare those filed as submitted. We have under miscellaneous and general discussion, Connie Martin from Almost Home Animal Shelter. She's here to give her quarterly report. Hello, Ms. Connie.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to do this. I handed out copies a little bit earlier, and we're looking at the numbers for April through June of this year. And it's showing that we had a total intake of 115 dogs. 40 of those dogs were claimed. We had 18 that were adopted locally, and then there were a total of 88 that were transported either to New England or to the Illinois, Wisconsin area. At the bottom, we have there just a peek at July's numbers because they're pretty high. We've already taken in 29 dogs this month. 9 have been claimed, 10 have been adopted locally, and we have some transport scheduled later this week to New England and Wisconsin. And we have 3 scheduled for New England and 2 scheduled to go to Wisconsin. So we are moving the dogs out, and we do have about the lowest number we have had in a long time, and I actually kind of hate to say that.
That's great.
Don't tell animal control. But anyway, it's all just working out very well. And I do want to mention briefly that we have a fundraiser scheduled in August that we're pretty excited about. Lee Ellen Starks, who is a Van Buren native who now resides in Nashville. She is a singer. She performs folk, soul, and acoustic, and she's offered to do a benefit for us. So we have secured the King Opera House and our 3 veterinarians that we use the most, which is Hubs, Point Control Animal Clinic, and River Valley Animal Hospital. They are sponsoring this for us. And it's going to be Saturday, August the 24th. We're going to have a silent auction at 6 p.m. And Lee Ellen is going to perform for an hour starting at 7. And the admission will be by donation. So we are hoping that this will be a very successful fundraiser for us. Because, as you know, we operate strictly on donations and on our volunteers. So,
If you haven't heard her sing, she is wonderful.
and I have not heard her sing, but I have heard that.
Yeah.
So,
She's wonderful.
good. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout for that.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? Any other comments from the public here today? I want to mention just a couple things before we go. I appreciate Julie Murray. She's the new president and CEO of the Van Buren Chamber of Commerce. And we've been spending a lot of time lately working on various economic development issues and trying to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to attract businesses into the area, to take care of our existing businesses, retain those. And it's been a great process that we've been going through. I just really appreciate her and all the work at the chamber. I mentioned back during the State of the City back in 2015, we did what was called Blueprint Van Buren. It was an economic development strategic plan. And so now that Julie has got here, we've kind of taken that off the shelf and gone through a really good process of various committee members just to look and see what are we doing right, what have we not done, what do we need to tweak in that plan. And so a lot of those issues, a lot of the priorities that were listed, I just want to go over a couple of those and just give you an update on what we're doing. One of the biggest, I think the number one goal was improving the look of the community and improving its attractiveness for citizens, visitors, and new businesses. And that highlights the Parks and Recreation plan that we have, as we talked about trails. And also, we talk a little bit about city codes and how can the city codes affect the attractiveness of the city. And so we've been going through that process of evaluating our current codes. And now that we have Wally here, I appreciate his efforts. We've kind of already thrown that at him, and he's that and about 10 other things. And so he's part of that process as we're looking into our codes and seeing what can we do to improve our attractiveness. What can we do to meet all these different goals that we have listed? And so we're continuing to update that plan. We're not to a point yet where we're going to present that to the public or anything, but those efforts are ongoing, and it's been a great process just to get everybody back on the same page and talk about our priorities. What's the vision? What are we looking to achieve? And the good thing is when we look back from 2015, we've done a lot of our goals. We've met a lot of them. We talked about improving the downtown, and just from 2015 to now, it's been an amazing improvement. But we want to continue that. We want to continue those efforts. And I think it was last month when we approved the grant for downtown streetscape, and that's part of that. That's part of continuing to improve it. Also, we have our BR&E program, Business Retention and Expansion. That's all about making sure that we are listening to our businesses, listening to the various industries in the community, talking with our business owners and employees and asking them, what can we do to help you? What does the city need to do? How can the chamber help in various ways? And that program is ongoing. We had training a while back, and now we're looking to have our next meeting coming up in the next few weeks. And so it's good to have that guiding plan that helps us, keep our efforts in line of where they need to be. And there's a number of different other priorities, but I just want to let you know that we're working on that, and hopefully sometime soon we'll be able to bring that here and talk about it and see where we are. And we have really good participation from people all across the community. And that's what Julie keeps saying. She's so impressed about how much people are willing to work together and how much momentum we have and how positive people are about where we come from, where we're going, how we're going to get there, and it's just a lot of positivity, a lot of people working together. So that's been a really good process, and I really appreciate her. That was really all I had.
Reminder, tomorrow is the Kiwanis Club's annual Mayor's Prayer Lunch.
Mayor Prayer Lunch.
11:30 to 1 at
Butterfield Church. Yeah. Hope to see you all there. That'll be a great opportunity.
When do you, Ms. Settle, when do you switch over, transition to?
Good question.
Well, hopefully I'll win the election.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Well, thank you.
Is that soon? The election?
The election is in March of 2020. The filing deadline will be November 12th of this year, so I'll know in November. But I am sponsoring the luncheon tomorrow, my office.
Appreciate
We're real proud to do that.
Is it time to go to house?
that. We need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, you go to house.
All right.
Second.